Have you ever wondered why a creature that has spent millions of years learning to fear humans would suddenly walk straight toward one? Imagine standing in the middle of a forest when a giant bear slowly approaches you. Your heart starts racing. Every instinct tells you to run, but then something strange happens. The bear doesn't attack. Instead, it stops just a few feet away, looks directly into your eyes, and quietly raises its injured paw, almost as if it's asking for help. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this has happened, not just once, but many times around the world. Wild elephants have walked into villages carrying injured babies. Dolphins have guided lost swimmers back to shore. Wolves, deer, whales, foxes, and even dangerous predators have approached humans in moments when they had no other choice. The real question is, why? Why would animals that naturally avoid humans suddenly trust the very species they usually fear? Is it instinct, intelligence, or is there something much deeper happening that science is only beginning to understand? By the end of this video, you'll discover the surprising reason behind these incredible encounters, and one true story at the end might completely change the way you see wild animals forever. Let's begin. For millions of years, survival has been the only rule of nature. Wild animals don't trust easily. Every sound, every smell, and every movement could mean danger. Most animals spend their entire lives avoiding humans because, sadly, humans have often been one of the greatest threats they face. So when a wild animal willingly walks toward a human, something extraordinary is happening. Scientists believe many animals are far more intelligent than we once imagined. They constantly observe their surroundings. They remember faces, recognize patterns, and learn from experience. Some species even pass this knowledge from one generation to another. Take elephants, for example. They have one of the strongest memories in the animal kingdom. They can remember people, places, and even acts of kindness for years. There have been countless reports of elephants approaching wildlife rangers after getting injured, standing completely still while the humans carefully removed traps or treated wounds. The elephant didn't understand medicine, but it understood one thing: these humans might help. And that's where trust begins. Trust isn't something only humans experience. In nature, trust can mean the difference between life and death. Imagine you're an animal with a painful wire trap cutting into your leg. Every step feels unbearable. Hunting becomes impossible. Escape becomes slower. Eventually, death becomes almost certain. Now imagine you've seen humans rescue other animals before. Would you risk approaching them? Some animals do. One of the most famous examples happened in the ocean. A massive humpback whale became tangled in heavy fishing ropes. It struggled for days, unable to swim properly. A team of rescuers spent hours cutting away the ropes piece by piece. The whale could have crushed every person nearby with a single movement. Instead, it remained calm, almost as if it understood they weren't there to hurt it. When the final rope was removed, witnesses said the whale circled each diver before swimming away, gently nudging them as though saying thank you. No one knows exactly what the whale was thinking, but moments like these leave even scientists speechless. And whales aren't alone. There are stories of dolphins pushing exhausted swimmers towards safety, gorillas protecting lost children, lions sparing humans who showed compassion, foxes returning to the people who once rescued them. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe animals understand much more than we give them credit for. But here's something even more fascinating. Not every animal asks for help. Only the desperate ones do. In the wild, showing weakness is dangerous. An injured animal becomes an easy target for predators. That's why most creatures hide their pain for as long as possible. So when an animal chooses to approach a human instead of hiding, it usually means it has run out of options. It's making the biggest gamble of its life. And sometimes, that gamble pays off. One remarkable story comes from Africa. A young elephant became trapped in deep mud after heavy rain. It struggled for hours, but every movement only made it sink further. Eventually, local villagers noticed the desperate cries. Instead of running away, they worked together, using ropes, tractors, and pure determination. After several exhausting hours, they finally pulled the elephant free. The incredible part wasn't the rescue. It was what happened next. The exhausted elephant slowly stood up. It looked back at every single person standing nearby. Then it gently lifted its trunk into the air. Many people believe it was simply stretching. Others believe it was saying thank you. No one can prove it, but everyone who witnessed the moment says they'll never forget it. Stories like these raise an important question. Do animals actually feel gratitude? Scientists say many animals experience emotions surprisingly similar to ours: joy, fear, sadness, love, even grief. Elephants mourn their dead. Crows remember human faces. Dogs understand pointing gestures. Chimpanzees comfort friends after stressful events. The more researchers study animal behavior, the clearer one fact becomes: humans are not the only emotional species on Earth. Perhaps that's why some animals seem capable of recognizing compassion, not because they understand human language, but because they understand human actions. Kindness doesn't always need words. Sometimes, it only needs a helping hand. Of course, it's important to remember that these stories are exceptions, not the rule. Wild animals are still wild. They can be unpredictable, frightened, and extremely dangerous. If you ever encounter an injured wild animal, the safest decision is never to approach it yourself. Instead, contact local wildlife rescue, experts who know how to help, without putting anyone at risk. Respecting nature is just as important as protecting it. The goal isn't to make wild animals dependent on humans. The goal is to protect the balance that allows them to survive on their own, because every rescue is really a reminder that our actions shape their world. Many of the injuries animals suffer today aren't caused by nature, they're caused by us. Plastic pollution, fishing nets, road accidents, illegal traps, habitat destruction. When humans accidentally create these dangers, helping an animal isn't just an act of kindness. Sometimes it's correcting a problem we created in the first place. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. The next time you see a story about a bear quietly asking for help, an elephant trusting a stranger, or a whale patiently waiting for rescuers, remember this: those animals didn't stop being wild. They simply recognized hope when they had nowhere else to turn. In a world where survival often depends on fear, the greatest miracle isn't that humans saved those animals. It's that those animals believed humans could. And perhaps that tiny moment of trust reminds us of something we've forgotten. We don't own nature. We're part of it. If this story changed the way you think about wildlife, leave a comment telling us which animal amazed you the most. And don't forget to subscribe, because the natural world still holds thousands of incredible mysteries waiting to be discovered.